Morning. Well, it's the week of the presidential election. My 2 cents worth on a couple of things that's happening. Well, we've been given a choice with no choice, basically. It's like going into a pub and saying, what drink do you want? If there's anything there. And then I said, I'd like a pint of Guinness. Yeah, you can have anything you want as long as it's Carling. And that's what we have. So we have 2 people going forward this week that the majority of this country don't want to vote for, right? They're both, as far as I'm concerned, woke. They're bought out. We have no say in terms of the independent candidates we wanted. So this is a little bit of what I'm going to run through. Catherine Connolly, it's now coming out about our involvement with the vulture funds and the banks repossessing people's homes and throwing people out in the street. And she refused to talk about it. She refuses to talk about what is a woman, what defines a woman. It's amazing what we're getting here, unbelievable and stuff like that. And then she sits down about all her good community work and stuff she's done. She was a barrister and she should have pulled out of that thing once it compromised her. She didn't. She took the moolah. We've Heather Humphreys. The reason we have directions in a shampoo bottle. She's that thick. And then again, as I said that, and just a light bulb's gone off my head. Is she that thick? Is it deliberate to try and throw people off the scent? Because this is a woman, right? And this is now coming out. Another woman said she's working for her community and doing really hard for her community. All your pensions, state pensions, old age pensions, any young fella that's working now, any young girl that's working now, your pensions, she has signed them off because she's been lobbied by BlackRock, an Indian company, and a company in Canada. I think it's called Westlife. So basically your pensions are gone, and any money that is to be made on them is going to be pulled out. And if they crash them, tough shit on you. So that's what you're going to be voting for on Friday. Now everybody's got this campaign at the moment to spoil the vote. I don't trust the government. I trust myself and what I've seen all these years and everything that we've been lied to, right? And this is what I would see. I see these people who we've defeated on the referendum of the mother in the Constitution and family in the Constitution, which they wanted to take out, right? And they wanted to put in people things like living arrangements. That could be somebody that's married to 10 women and basically is able to bring their whole family, cousins and everything to this country, right? It was a template for them to see where we're at, because I believe the last election they walked in on stuff that they should never have walked in and getting people elected, because we'd said no too much to too much, and yet they got in, right? I believe if we vote on Friday, now I know everybody's putting out there spoil the vote and they're trying to get as much people to do that, and you have to put it out there if you want to get numbers. But I believe these people would turn around and just throw the votes into, say, Connolly 1 and Humphreys in 2. I just believe they would. I believe that's what happened in the last general election. I just believe they just cheated, right? Now we dopes that voted for them, that should never have voted for them, especially the farmers here, because basically they wanted what they were going to get, and they were going up and down blocking the roads with their tractors, and then when it came to the real crunch, they went with the traditional family values of voting for Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. Like Sinn Féin is done here. You look what's happened in Dublin with Sinn Féin. It's gone through the ground, right? So I believe by not voting, you'll be sending a bigger signal. But I think maybe it's too late in the game for that. But I'm worried by them getting your spoiled vote. I just believe they're trying to, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Just the way they operate. It's just the way they work. And by shouting out what you're going to do, they have a plan in place of what to go to. Because they don't play by the rules. We play by the rules, but they don't. They change the goalposts the whole time. They change the fucking starting line. They change the finishing line. It's just their nature. The politicians, they don't tell the truth. And this is now on all divides. This is in England. This is in Ireland, North and South. It doesn't matter. Like Sinn Féin is done. It's done. Sinn Féin, Sharia Féin, whatever you want to call them, right? But so are many of the other parties. Labour's done. Conservatives are done. And we don't know what's going to happen in England with the likes of Reform and Advance. Do I think good things will happen? I'd like to, but then I see some of the decisions and what they're making. I'm very, very worried. Like, a lot of you people don't realise what's happening in the north of Ireland. Like, you got Sean Mackin, who's a Belfast-born bloke who's living in America, raises loads of money for Sinn Féin, and he's sending that money over. They're housing in West Belfast people from all over the world rather than people from Belfast and West Belfast. It's not Catholics or Republicans or Nationalists that's getting in. It's foreigners. You gotta look in at the likes of Ballymena, you know, Fintona, Dromore, Lisbon, Glengormley, Mollusk, Chimney Corner, Bangor. Strabane, Derry, all these places that are both Catholic and Protestant, and especially in the Protestant areas, they're getting swamped out as well. So their whole communities are being destroyed. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody up there how to live their lives, but I have spoken to a good few people from the north of Ireland. They don't want to be part of the south of Ireland, and that's Catholics. They just don't. You imagine the tax laws they'd have to come into. You imagine the property things they'd have to come into in terms of the cost of living, because it's expensive gone in Britain and it's expensive gone in Northern Ireland in terms of fuel and, you know, energy costs. But the rest of it, it's pretty all right. But you see the things we're paying for here. Like, you want to get a sandwich now and put it together like salmon, some nice bread, butter, and some fucking relish. You're talking 20 fucking euro. And that's for one day. It's a joke now trying to live. And we've got all our stuff here where we're trying to get kids into schools and stuff like that. Get transport and other things going on. Can't get it. Just can't get it because it's gone in other services. I was back in Charleville again this morning and I was sitting in the car waiting to take my daughter in. Swear to God, the amount of accents that went past that were not Irish. Not local people speaking. Unbelievable. So what are we voting for? We're voting for people that would probably bring in ID cards, the same as Starmer's trying to bring in England. Because make no mistake, Humphreys and Connolly, they're controlled by Europe. We lost everything. We lost our fisheries, we lost our forestries, we've lost our oil and gas off the west coast of Ireland, we lost our sugar factories, we've lost our lottery, which is owned by a Spanish company, we've lost our tolls on the roads, who go to a French and Spanish companies. Nothing comes back to us. We have a new scheme where all the bottles and cans go back to return, but the money is sitting there, goes back to the guys in the company. I thought it was going back into something in the government. I should have been known better, but it wasn't. It was going somewhere completely different. And the guys that are at the top of that company return are making over £1 million a year each, €1 million each. And we're getting sweet FA. And last year, in the drinks industry, you have 1 billion of soft energy drinks and all them drinks sitting on the floor shop, right? The shop floor, right? 500 million last year wasn't collected. We have people coming into this country being housed from Pakistan. And that was the thing the other day, the Pakistani, conglomerate sitting down with the likes of Micheál Martin and stuff like that, and what they're going to do in this country. What are they going to do in this country? You want to complain out to Vodafone or anything like that? Try and complain. You're ringing Stephen in Pakistan. You're ringing Myra in frickin' Bangladesh. Hello, my name is Stephen. And you're then dealing with something that you're just not getting fixed on your end. The presidential election, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Now, I know I jumped a little bit and everything and that, but it's to give you an overall view. We've got no say in anything. I looked at something there yesterday from Wigan where there was an absolute massive warehouse being put in between houses with no say from the residents. Absolutely and utterly blocked out. And it's supposed to be a warehouse. What will it be? I reckon it'll be a warehouse for like an iPass centre for illegals coming into the country and be put up. You look at like Birmingham has now declared that it is an Islamic state. And it's not going to allow anybody to come in there. It's going to be run by the Muslims. That's it. The whole city. Like, where have we gone? If people think I'm making this up, all of this is factually correct. All of this can be looked up online. If you want to find out about Heather Humphreys and regarding that thing regarding signing off the pensions, that's on the Fine Gael website. You can just go and look at it. It's there. I can actually put a link in my comments below of the person that put it up yesterday. Now, they're pushing Connolly, but it's to show you that there's been nothing really coming out about Humphreys, because I'm a little bit stupid and I haven't a clue what I'm on about. And I was asked about foxes, but I talked about cuddly toys and dogs and cats. That's an act. I've just had a light bulb moment and I'm driving back here. That's an act. She just wants people, because you'll kind of go, I can't deal with her, talk to her. And that's what she wants. But she's after signing away to Pakistan business companies. She's after signing away to BlackRock, who are controlling the world. And she's after signing away to a Canadian company, Westlife. I'm not sure if I had the right name in that, and it was something like that. It's something to do with Westlife, Insurance Life, or something like that. So, guys, is Friday the best thing not to vote? Just don't go there. It might be, because I don't trust what they'll do with these votes. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Either way, we've got candidates we don't want. And we're probably going to get up the Gary Glitter once again. All the best to you.